Advanced custom number formats is a bonus training video I wanted to throw into Excel Level 3 here. And what that does is that I can select a range of numbers here and be able to format it. For example, I could say that any positive number is going to be the color blue and any negative number is going to be in the color red, and so much more. So to get started, I want to customize this range here. Select it, right click in the range, come down and left click on Format Cells, and then come down on the Number tab to the category Custom. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom here. I'm going to select one of these. First of all, I want to explain what all this coding means, and then once I'm done, I'm going to actually go ahead and do some customization to the custom code here. Okay, first of all is that we have 4 sections. Every time there's a semicolon you see here, it's a section. This first section before the first semicolon is everything that has to deal with positive numbers. Then from that colon to the next colon is everything in between those two is negative, so that's the second section. Then the third section is referring to zeros, what to do if we have no value or an empty value, and then behind that is the @ symbol, and well, this section here just allows you to put text within the cell instead of numbers. Now to go over the formatting here is that we've got a $sign, so any number that I type within the cell, you can see the sample up above is going to have a $sign in front of it. In fact, let's get more anal retentive here. Anytime you see a dash here, a dash in front of the parentheses, and then within the parentheses towards the end another dash, what it's doing is it's hiding the parentheses so that doesn't see. Because when it comes to coding, you don't want to show the codes, you just want to be able to show the results and value of the codes that you're trying to create here. As you see in this sample, it doesn't show me the parentheses, it just shows me $110. Zeros within the code here for positive number, negative numbers basically makes the number visible. And then of course when I have the decimal .00, not only does it display the whole numbers but also 2 numbers after the decimal place here. So you can see it up here, the decimal place and 2 numbers. Now when you see pound signs used in conjunction with the zeros, the whole purpose of that is that the desired result would be to display larger numbers like in the thousands with commas. So that's why you have pound sign when it gets to be that large of a number, to go ahead and have a comma separator here. So we have pound sign, comma, pound sign, 0 here to make sure you display numbers, and then the decimal point, and then any numbers within the 2 decimal places after that. The asterisk here, as far as the coding goes, is used to close the gap between the dollar symbol and the numbers here. So if it doesn't get up to the thousands, as in this case in the sample, it will close the gap and take the $sign and move it close to or right next to those numbers. Like even if it was $1, it'd take the $sign and move right next to, well, if it was $1, the 1 here. It's a gap closer here. The question marks here are spaces, so anytime you have question marks referring to spaces. When you have quotes, anything between the quotes is going to be displayed. In this case we have our positive, negative numbers, how to display them, and then if we don't have any number here, it's just a 0, it'll display a little dash, and then of course over here it just says to go ahead if you type text within the cell to show the text. So let me go ahead and take this selection I have down here and come up here and customize it. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and type in the plus symbol before the $sign. You can see the sample up here. I mean, you don't have to do that. I mean, just without the plus symbol is good enough, but hey, I want to show you how to do some custom or advanced features here. You decide whether or not if you want to use this at all, but you can do that. And I can of course click before this $sign and hit the negative, so if it was a negative number it would have the minus sign. And let's say for the positive numbers I'm okay with the default color, but for my negative numbers I want to click after that first semicolon that divides the section from section 1 from section 2, and in section 2 it's all about negative numbers, and I want to go ahead and put in a square bracket and type in the word red and close my bracket. And what that does is it actually colors all negative numbers in red. Okay, also it gives it a minus sign there. How about in the next section here where there's no number displayed? I'm going to go ahead and click after that second semicolon if I can. I don't know if you can see that. And let's go ahead and give anything that has a null value or an empty value here. Let's give it the color open brackets, magenta, close brackets, and then instead of a dash here, how about if we go ahead and delete that dash and type in the word null. So if there's a 0 number there, instead of just a dash, you'll actually have the text null and it'll be in the color magenta. And then towards the end here, let me click and drag over so I can see that @ symbol. And then as far as text goes, maybe I want to color my text. So I'll click after the final semicolon here and do an open bracket and type in cyan, and then close my brackets so it gives me the color if I type in text. Well, I'm going to go ahead and click OK and see what happens. Now that I have actual pound signs, it means that the data can't be seen or viewed within the small of a column, so I'll go ahead and double click to maximize it. Double click, do an auto fit. So there's my plus sign, and then there's the dollar symbol and the numbers. Now what would happen if I typed in a negative number? So if I select this cell, and I can come up here in the formula bar and just hit the negative symbol, hit enter, hey, it turns it red. Now what if I go ahead and just type in 0 and hit enter? It turns it magenta and it gives me the text null. Now what if I just come in here and type in some text and hit enter? It gives me a cyan color. Pretty cool. In fact, if you'd like, here I'll give you a sneak peek at my instructor notes here. Here's the codes, what the 0 means to make numbers visible, and a 0 with a double 0 here not only displays whole numbers but also the two numbers. In any case, you can read that here, just pause the video. And then finally, probably the most important part here that we want to be able to view is the example here that I used in the training video and their definitions. Section 1 is to the first semicolon, it's all positive numbers. We'll proceed with a plus sign and a dollar sign. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.